What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
Savage.
What is up, guys? We are here. We're back. Another stream. Wasn't expecting to do this one. But you know, also wasn't expecting any news to drop. But why wouldn't we be? Why wouldn't we have expected this? My boy Matt literally told us during the Reverie something would be coming soon. 15 or so days later, look at what we have. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this majesty. How's everybody doing today? So I would love to do a video on this topic, but I think a stream is, you know, basically what I have the bandwidth for right now. And Mr. Hyenas for chat said, how long will this discussion be? Not that long. Not that long. I mean, it depends on how, you know, we're going, but less than an hour. If we can do it in a half an hour, I think that's, you know, it's probably best. Let's see here. Just reading everything, catching up on the chat here. Oh man, what's up, everybody? Glad to have you here. All right, so let's get into this. All right, so essentially, if you haven't been on the internet, we do have the first look at the One Piece live action here. All right, the first thing that had come out was essentially this. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so this was the first thing that came out. Essentially, a image of Luffy. This is what the official Netflix Twitter had sent out. Just Luffy from behind. This is our first look at anybody in costume. This is our first look at, you know, anything official at all. Setting sail 2023, so confirmation that we will be getting season 1 this year. Okay, don't know, you know, when exactly, but we're at the beginning of the year and we've got a lot of the year to go. So we've got an image of the Straw Hat. We've got some comic accurate costumes going on here, except for one thing, which of course we're going to get into. If it hasn't already been beaten to death by the community. Now, I've seen a lot of comparisons to this particular shot to, you know, the VV Goodbye. I think that this is actually more reminiscent of Luffy getting ready to, you know, set sail for the first time. Now, is there a callback to that? Sure, but I mean, you know, it's his right hand that's up, not his left. So this is really just Luffy getting ready to set sail. And I like it. Got the news coup in the background. If you guys didn't know, we'll probably do some sort of a zoom on that. And let's see. Luna super chatted, who would I get to play as Vivi if they do Alabasta? I'm not sure. That one's a tough one, obviously, you know, since I'm a big VV fan. I did put a video out a couple years ago where I put some choices in there. Those choices, you know, might be different now, but not sure. Let's see. Real one. What stuff do I think that they should cut out? I don't know. Anything that, you know, just keeps it moving. You know, just keep all the core stuff that we need. Let's see. Mr. Hyena said, I think the first episode will air between July and September this year. I mean, who knows? And all right. So now the other thing that had come out is the image that I have, blown up here. Now this was not tweeted out by Netflix or anything like that, but was found by people when they clicked the link that Netflix had put out. So this is the landing page for the Netflix One Piece. Basically when you go to netflix.com/One Piece or something along those lines. Now, what I love about this is that this is a clear callback to two things. Now, I did talk about this on Twitter and in the Discord, but, here for the stream, this is, first and foremost, a callback to the first ending, Memories. Chisana koro ni wa takara chizuga. Like, this, and that's actually one of my favorite endings of all time. All time. Like, it might even be my number one ending. I love that song. I love it. So having that be a callback here, really love that. It's also a callback, and just for reference here, Memories. See it? And it's also a reference to the eye catchers. Look at that. Now, they've gone with, I would say, the color scheme for Memories more so than the eye catcher, but the idea of the ship being there and everything. The order of each of the Straw Hats has been switched, and let's see, I think it's kind of Memories reversed a little bit. And then what we have here also is that this, to me, doesn't look like an image that was created with all of them standing together. I think that these are all, 5 individual images of the actors from behind that have been, photoshopped onto this island and everything to just recreate that feeling of Memories and the eye catchers. So this is not the, first look of anything that is on camera. This is just a promotional image. And in the top corner above the, let's see here.
Savage.
Zoom in here. I think you guys can see a little bit better that in the top left, you have a bird flying. Now that's the news coup. That's the one that comes by and drops the newspapers. I love that was added in there. I really do love that that was thrown in. The Going Merry, we had seen some promotional images of the Merry before, so there's not necessarily too much different there. And the let's see. The Tamer said, notice how the Straw Hats are made in a way that looks like Oda's actual cross-hatching. Want it to be good, hoping for the best. I think you should just hope for the best there. Let's see. Vash 3055 said, unrelated, Iceberg is a major. How was Water 7 represented during as a mayor? How was Water 7 represented during the Reverie? I think it's an unaffiliated nation that just runs by a mayor, probably. But that's, obviously unrelated. Yeah. They probably just pay tribute, and that's it. Keenan Cookson said, I can't believe they left out the Plackies, man. Chanclas in Afrikaans. Pronounced like plucky. Oh, left out the Pluckies. Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Happy to have you here, Keenan. Fro, appreciate you. Said, I just noticed the bird. The attention to detail just in this image is great. Oh, yeah. And the bird has a hat on it, too. Drop those news coups in the chat. And then we
Savage.
got my guy Michael Lacoste said the great chocolate debate of 2023. Yeah, so let me move over to the chocolate cam. All right. Boom. Netflix and the boys in the live action.
You loyal.
They gave our boy some shoes. They said, hey, you know what? We gotta fix this drip.
Savage.
We can't have you out here with your toes out, Luffy. And they gave him shoes. Now, are they nice shoes? Nah. Nah, they're pretty. They look like they're pretty raggedy, but the toes are enclosed, so we're at least not in negative drip right now. I don't know if it's fully certified, but it's definitely certified from the point of comparison to the chanclas to the shoes. So anybody that is upset about this, I mean, look at all of the like really amazing stuff here, but people want to talk about the sandals. Now I understand sandy alls and all of that and how powerful and everything, you know, was in Wano with the sandals, but it's impractical, okay? Iñaki and, you know, the stunt team can't be running around here in chanclas. That's just the amount of accidents just waiting to happen at that point is absurd. Let's get the chocolate cam back. So need him in the Wano 11s. This is a good thing, okay? This is not the thing that people need, you know, I mean, meme about it all you want, you know, making comparisons to Wano, but understand that this is not the be-all, end-all, make it or break it for this live-action adaptation, okay? Look at all of the other comic accuracy. You've got Sanji looking like a Chad in his suit. They gave Taz a wig there. You got Nami in a perfect, pitch-perfect Nami pose with the staff. Look at that. The original outfit, the comic accuracy on Nami. The comic accuracy on Zoro. The comic accuracy on Usopp. And I just like the pose that Jacob is doing there as well. I love this. I love this. This is like, don't focus on, you know, focus on the good, guys. Let's talk about the good here, okay? This is good. This is good, okay? He's got shoes. It's just gonna make the fight scenes all the more better, all right? And nobody needs to have, you know, Luffy's toes out, all right? We have enough of that in the manga. Well, not now. Man's got some boots on right now, but in the anime, plenty of chocolate in the anime right now. Goku said, "Is it good? But is it drip?" We talked about that. It's not. It's pretty raggedy, but it's good. It's good. It's Luffy. Luffy like does not have drip. We've talked about this. He is not like a, you know, a drippy dude. He's just, oh, this is here? Great. I'm just gonna put this on. That's the kind of dude he is. You want drip, you got Sanji. Alright? See. The chanclas are not essential, Daniel. They are not. This is not the be all end all. Let's see. The slingshot is pinpoint accurate, said Geo. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Well, actually, get a better look at all of this here. So we've got the slingshot, got the swords, we got the haramaki, we've got the bandana. People are upset about shoes.
Savage.
Let's see. Let me see what everybody's been talking about. Yamil said, might be one of those shoes with individual toes. Yamil saying, I need to see the fronts. Machado said, they didn't confirm actors for Don Krieg, Gin, Smoker, and Tashigi. Maybe they'll change the story. Matt said Mihawk was his favorite in this adaptation. Does that mean he'll be highlighted? I mean, I don't necessarily see them, doing Barati without Don Krieg or Gin or anything like that. There are plenty of characters that we still don't know the actors for. They haven't officially announced, Roger as well. So, it's not like this doesn't have Roger in it. It's just we'll know more when they want us to know more. About Mihawk being highlighted, I think it's more so that the actor playing Mihawk, I think, just really brought it. I think that's where Matt was coming from. Like, it was, obviously he won the audition and, everything like that. They saw something in him, but then when it came time, he just showed out. I think that's, essentially what he was going for. Umbrella Owl said, I believe it would probably hurt the actors kicking in sandals. Yeah, exactly. Nighthawk said, nice drip. Yeah, bringing back the heat on feet. The slippers would be fragile. Yeah, look, when I've worked on sets and things like that, there's so many elements that could just cause a delay. And the last thing you need is an actor or a stuntman, like, just cutting themselves because they're using sandals, and then you have to replace the stuntman. And, let's not get into any of that. Let's just give him shoes. It's perfect. It's fine. He can run as well. It's also, like, almost impossible to run in sandals. So Luffy got the Himberlands. Chin, my guy, member for 19 months, said, please explain Oda as executive producer. What does it mean? Well, there are a bunch of different ways that executive producer can mean. Now, the specifics of, Oda's involvement, I don't know, or, and can't speak to that. But there are executive producers that are very involved, which it sounds like Oda is. There are also executive producers that are not as involved, and they're executive producers because they've created the characters, they have funded the project. But it seems like Oda is the latter. From everything that is on the internet and everything, it seems like they check in with him for everything. So what we're seeing and what we're getting, we should be taking it as Oda approved. Very Motivated said, unpopular opinion, I actually really like Mary's figurehead. Don't know if they did something to it or if I've just had time to let it grow on me. Yeah, I don't mind it either. I think it's fun. We need some things to be differentiated, and where that is like something that could have been very comic accurate, if they went too cartoony with it, it may not have worked. It's something that sounds like it, could have gone, but I think I like the flair that it has. So I'm with you, Barry. Here. Shout out to the 700 people in here. Like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. Shout out to my man Dawn Knight 1993 DK. joining. Fro, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Fro said Luffy can't stretch his toes through shoes. Well, see, here's the thing. I'd rather see him, like, kick them off. Like, if he needed to stretch his toes or anything, fighting Arlong or whatever, or, you know, Krieg, you know, whatever the case is, just kick the shoes off. But even then, like, you're still putting the actors in danger. So, I don't know. But it's a fair point. Fizzle, appreciate you, said, if there aren't spores in The Last of Us, Luffy can have Chacos. This isn't the hill to die on. Exactly. And look at how they're adapting The Last of Us. I've only seen the first episode so far and like part of the second one, but man, the show is good. And what I like about The Last of Us also, and this is a good thing, and I'm glad that you brought this up, Fizzle, is I think The Last of Us, with as accurate it was to the game, which I still haven't finished the game because I only recently got a PlayStation, but I've always had Xbox. But
Savage.
the elements that were essentially like shot for shot recreated and everything like that, I think that that's what's going to make a change in the industry, because the reception is so glowing for The Last of Us. I haven't seen a bad thing about it. And that is what we need. Because the thing is like The Last of Us isn't something that you necessarily need them to go in and change a bunch of stuff. And no. That is a PlayStation-only game. It's an exclusive thing. If you don't have a PlayStation, you're not playing that game. So what you're doing is you're giving people that haven't played the game, and the game's been out for years, so it's not like they're really losing any money here. And they are allowing an audience that wouldn't play the game to enjoy the story the way it is presented, but now with actors. So there's shot-for-shot recreations. The set design looks like the game. There are exact elements taken from the game and put into the show, and the audience is loving it. So this reception is going to allow Hollywood and execs to basically use The Last of Us as a blueprint going forward for adaptations, where the changes aren't going to be as drastic anymore. To be like, oh wait, people don't want us to change anything. They just want us to do it the way that it is. So this is an exciting thing, and I think The Last of Us is something that's going to help. And I think that, we'll have to see where everything lands with this adaptation, but I don't expect a lot of changes. I mean, there's going to be changes. There has to be. Obviously, we've got shoes instead of chocolates, but I guarantee there are characters that are just completely cut, just for time purposes, and that's going to be okay too, as long as the core elements of everything are there. Because like I was saying with The Last of Us, this is for people that, in the same way that The Last of Us is there for people who don't have a PlayStation, this is for people, it's for us, but it's also for the people that would not watch an anime, would not read the manga. This is for our family, this is for our friends, this is for our parents, this is for our significant others, to be like, hey, you don't like the art style? Okay, I get it. Will you watch this Netflix show? They've presented it. It's pretty accurate, you're gonna get that feel. And that's all we need to for this to succeed, is it needs to have that feel, and I believe that it will. So I just went on a rant, but I think it was a good one. Greta Village, appreciate you joining. Thank you. Mike Powell said, what do you think about them using the cartoon Jolly Roger instead of a realistic skull and crossing bones? Well, I mean, I think in this particular instance, what we have is I love it. I love it. Because the thing here, too, is like the iconography, right? The recognition. The Straw Hat logo is the Batman logo. It is the Superman S. That is the one thing that should not be changed, because you want the recognition to be across all platforms. So whereas, maybe some people thought that it was going to look more like the actual logo that I have in the corner here on the mast, we've got something that looks like Usopp drew it. I love it. Bro, appreciate you, said, nothing has to be exactly the same as long as the original source material is still there. It's unrealistic to expect an exact copy. Exactly. That's why even in the example with The Last of Us, there are things that are an exact copy, and then there are things that are not. And, having the gas masks and everything like that, that would just impede actor performances and all of that. It's not something that you necessarily need. And it would be boring to look at a bunch of gas masks for a long period of time. Barry said, I always joke that I wish I could experience One Piece for the first time again, and this is kind of what's happening right now. Yes, 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 yes. I'm genuinely extremely excited for this. My family and friends are already interested. Same. That is exactly right. This is the time that we get to experience this all over again in a new way. This is something I've been thinking about for over 20 years. And actually seeing it realized in any form it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's not even a joke. It's just it's just real. Catch up on the chat here, because I've been going off on a bunch of tangents. Oh, hey. Chrissy's in the chat. Conrad's in here. Vern. Fable. Talha said, Sanji with no perv. Live action Sanji already top 1. I think that's in a reference to what Matt said in his collab with Nux. Or somewhere. Somewhere he said that they toned down Sanji's simping. Which is... Who's going to be upset with that? Keenan said, I genuinely don't mind the shoes. Just joking, because the pluckies are iconic. This image brings me immense joy. Yeah. I'm right with you, Keenan. Right with you. The Tamers, which characters after East Blue do you think cameo? After East Blue? Cameo in the first season? I don't know. I mean, maybe they could throw stuff into Roger's execution, but it would probably be like Chapter 0, if anything, where you see a lot of people from behind. I mean, that's something that they could do. I have no idea. couldn't begin to speculate. Let's see. Mr. Hyena said, I would like the One Piece live action to release 1 episode per week. I don't think that it needs to be... I like the idea of it being weekly from the standpoint of it gets people talking. But I think for the first season, depending on how they go about everything, I think it's probably better to binge the first one and then do what the boys did and maybe in season 2 go weekly because you've already got the fan base. Or you would have to put like the first 4 episodes out and then do the rest of them weekly. 3 or 4 episodes and then, whatever's left. Because you have to build the momentum. You have to build the momentum. I think there needs to be some binge element to the first season. DK says that he wants Chrissy's opinions on the outfit. Chrissy worked in costumes department. She sure did. Chrissy and I have talked about it. And there she is in the chat. She said, I think the costume department nailed it. Yep. She said, I also very much understand the decision to not go with the sandals. Yep. Chrissy said, I'm really excited. Her brother and her mom said they'll watch it. She's excited to share One Piece with her family. Chrissy said, I love the poster. Seeing the crew got me teary-eyed. Mike Powell said, do you think there could be some A-list celebrity castings? Like Roger and Don Krieg, and that's why they haven't announced them yet? I think that anything is on the table, but most of the casting from what has been revealed, it looks like they were drawing from just the way it appeared to me, it looked like a lot of local South African actors. And now this is something that happens when you film in another country, is there's usually stipulations. So, I remember I was working on a project that went overseas and, I was just an assistant, so I couldn't go over. And that's like one of the things. It's like the directors can go, writers, producers, actors, but you have to hire crew, and then a certain percentage of the cast, usually there's like an agreement, to get a tax break. This is all real like technical film stuff, and I don't necessarily know exactly how, anything was organized for this, but I think that, they found a lot of local South African actors, and that seems to be what the cast has been rounded out with. But, what we need to do is watch the show, and, the show's successful, then I think A-listers would, jump on. Because I think that's one of the key things too, because it's like, take for instance Stranger Things. Okay, it was a comeback for Winona Ryder. It was a vehicle for why is his name escaping me? The guy who plays Hopper. Man, I feel bad forgetting his name. But not really any A-listers. You had Matthew Modine, but then when they get to season 2, now you've got, you start dipping into the, you know, the pool a little more. And then, yeah. So I think we just need to help the show be successful. You know, staying positive, watch it when it comes out, and you know, see where we get.
Savage.
JP Legend said, "Do you think in Sabadi we're gonna get Ray with the Sea Stone Air Jordans?" He's calling it back to one of my favorite old theories. I always say my favorite old theory was that he had the Sea Stone chanclas. Oh man, he'd probably just have something that's similar to what Luffy's got. To be honest. Or maybe they'll throw him in some chanclas because he's not going to be that active. You know, we'll see. David Arbor. I knew it was Dave. I didn't remember the last name. This is manifesting Jamie Lee Curtis as Kureha. Yeah. Well, Jamie Lee Curtis had an interview where someone asked her about it. And she was like, did season 1 come out yet? Is it successful? You know, so it's like, that's like kind of the like A-list mentality. So we just, you know, as long as the show is received well, that may be a possibility. You know, who knows? Mateo KB said, how do you think they'll deal with the heights of some characters? I think it needs to be on a case-by-case basis. Like, someone like Doflamingo does not need to be, 10 feet, 9 feet, something like that. Like, you just get he can be, you know, 5'11", 6'3". Like, it doesn't need to be that, you know. Kuma, you know, maybe you expand on his height, you know, or something like that. Kaido, Big Mom, you know, that kind of stuff, but like, even Whitebeard can just be like a tall dude. I don't think he needs, like, Oda does that on the page to create this like feeling of like the characters being larger than life, but and to like make Luffy appear small. But you can do that with camera techniques and like and angles. You don't necessarily have to spend all this money on CGI to have the characters be tall. So I don't necessarily think that has to happen. Gio said 722 people in the chat like the stream. Yeah.
Come with me if you want to live.
Let's see. Bobby Adams 888 said, "Did you get my super chat? I will find it. I will find it." Sean Nathan C Star said, "The removal of the perv stuff with Sanji makes me happy because I love Sanji as a character, but his gag is uncomfy and makes him hard to defend." Yep, I think we're getting a, you know, something that could be considered a, you know, definitive, as long as everything is correct, a definitive entry point. So who's my favorite from this shot? I think my favorites are Nami and Usopp, actually. Like, I really think that Emily is nailing the Nami pose, and I like the energy that Jacob is bringing into the shot. I love Taz's outfit, and I'm digging Zoro. I'm digging Luffy. I'm loving that he doesn't have the chocolates. But if I had to pick one or two, I think, because the other thing too is like Sanji's outfit is really dependent on how the front looks as well. So, but just from like behind, like you can really tell that is Nami and that is Usopp. So that's something that I really like. Sean Nathan C Star said, "I'm here to push Bryan Cranston as Dr. Hero." That's actually pretty inspired. I think Bryan would be phenomenal, actually. My pick was Bill Nye, but I mean, not the science guy, the actor. I like that. I like that. Let's see. Mr. Hyena said, "What is the difference between A-lister and B-lister actors and actresses?" I mean, there's a lot of like technicalities to get into something like that. It's how often do they work? How regarded are they? Who are their, what company are they represented by? Have they won an Oscar or not? It used to be pretty straightforward, where it's like, you had film actors, you had TV actors, but now with streaming and everything, the blending is so crazy. It's a hard thing to discern. I think there's a super chat that I missed here, so I'm looking for that. Bobby Adams 888. Sorry, I missed this earlier. Said, "If good, I really want this show to last a long time. But with Netflix canceling series left and right for being too expensive or whatever reason, I don't know if it'll have a long life there." That's twofold. It's on the team to bring the best possible product, and it's also on us to receive that product and not argue about chanclas. Because they're going to be looking at Twitter. They're going to be looking at things. They're going to be looking at the reaction, And if everything is, mostly positive and it's trending, and the good thing about One Piece is that it's such a worldwide, such a broad audience that it doesn't necessarily need to be successful in America. I'm sure that they hope so, but I mean, considering how widespread Netflix is, if it has, a large international audience, that may be enough to keep it going as well. And then eventually, maybe America will jump on by, a season 3 or something. I'd love to see it last a long time as well. But, these things take time. I would just hope that, the main actors are on board for, as long as it could or would go. Seeing if there's anything else I missed. I think I'm caught up there. Let's see. Jonathan C. Star said, "I'm also here to push Terry Crews as Whitebeard." That's interesting. I mean, if they have the budget for it, I'd love Josh Brolin. you know. But I mean, that's a big ask. But I've also seen a lot of people suggest. I just had his name. Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman would be interesting. Actually, you know what? Yamil put this in some good words. A-lister, you choose the work. B-lister, the work chooses you. Yeah. Interesting. That's a really good way. Bill Nye, the Sakura guy. Daniel Bello said, do Luffy's arms look kind of stretched to you guys, or is it just me? I think that there actually is it's very possible that what we're seeing here is a little bit of stretching, but I think it's the lighting as well. I think it's really just lighting, but if it is some, stretching effect, then, that's fine. Because it's not distracting. Yeah, Taz is definitely dripping. Catching up. Mr. Hyena said I missed one of his super chats. Said I'm okay with the shoes. A little curious what accident could happen if they wear sandals in the live action. You can trip. Film sets have a ton of dangerous things around at all times. You could step on something. There's glass. You could, you could scrape, bruise, break something could fall on you. There's an endless amount of things that could happen. Tony Stank said, no offense, Josh Brolin kind of on the shorter side for playing Whitebeard. What does it matter? Does he need to be tall? Or does he need to just be badass? I think he just needs to be badass. Catching up here. I think I'll probably wrap the stream up here in a couple of minutes because I have to get back to a whole slew of things here. But I could not talk about this with you guys. Like we needed to convene about this majesty here. Shout out to Moogie Moogie Strawboy. Said chances of them implementing more death in the series. Man, I hope so. Definitely hope so. Definitely hope so. I've been lobbying for Pell since there was an announcement of live action. Yeah. The other thing too, and I've talked about this as well, is that the benefit of the series starting now, like 25 years into its inception and everything, is that we know where the story goes. We know what characters come back and which ones don't, and which ones impact the story or not. So there could easily be a conversation with Oda, like, does this guy really need to come back? Does Pagaya really need to come back? Like, you know, there's so many things. So many things that, you know, could happen here. Neuromancer said Anthony Starr, Homelander as Doflamingo. He'd be good as Doflamingo, but he'd also be really good as Enel. Peter Dinklage for Whitebeard? Now that's the idea. The Tamer said Chopper should be voiced to maintain consistency. You mean by, like, what is it, Brina Palencia? The Funimation actress? Hams, member for 14 months, said we gotta convince him to kill off Pell. Hashtag Pell fell. Hashtag Chaka can do it. Conrad said the Pagaya gag was funny though. I will say that, yes.
Loyal.
It's actually one of the funniest moments in the series. I remember laughing out loud at that. Them crying over Pagaya, and he's like, hey, what are we doing over here, guys? Pulled up like...
Surprise, motherfucker!
But is it needed? But is it needed? Is the is the thing? Is the thing? Cassidy Dillon said, "Let Pell live and kill Chaka for the lulz." No, Chaka can do it. Brandon asked, who am I thinking for Robin? I don't know. I had a couple of suggestions in my old casting video. I had, so fried I'm forgetting actor names. You just have to go to my video to see who I wanted for Robin. I have their face in my head, but, you know, not their name.
Savage.
Jonathan said, I hope Chopper is a puppet. If they have the budget, they could go full CGI. If not, I don't think it's a bad idea if it's, you know, just a kid in some makeup, but, you know. There's definitely a large conversation to be had, but at like Matt said in the Reverie, like, they're not going to worry about that until they have a season 2. Morge asked about that, or somebody did. I think it was Morge. Chronopunk said, The Last of Us, One Piece, 2 favorite stories of all time now have TV shows, and even Ericon is getting a Disney series. 2023 is wild. Yeah, man. Fro said, they'll just get the kid from the show Sweet Tooth for Chopper. I mean, that's not a like a bad idea to, you know, like, I mean, it's something to consider. lot of casting going on here. Oh, it was 3 below asked? Okay. Berry for Chuji. Fables Ipagaya, my goat, needs to come back in the final war. Oh, man. Alright. So let's see if there's anything else to discuss with this. We went over the poster. We went over the initial poster. We know that we're gonna set sail in 2023. We got the news coup. My boy is out of the chanclas. Finally. It's like there was like this telepathy going on. Hashtag toes out, no drip. They knew it. They knew if you have your toes out, you are not drippy. That is automatic negative drip right there. So this, certified. It's not clean, but it's certified just because it's not chanclas. So. Okay. I joins the Cross Guild. What are those? Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. So that's it, guys. Again, we're on break this week, right? So this is almost like a stream to kind of make up for the fact that we're not going to have one on Sunday. Probably, sometime next week, in the middle of the week or something. I don't know. By that point, spoilers might be out though. But I'm going to try and organize a theory for theory, but I am going to be traveling and really busy, so we'll see. Maybe this stream is the stream. Maybe this is the stream for this week. Just keep an eye out for announcements in the Discord or community post, and we'll see. But we're definitely going to be covering 1074 in 2 weeks when the Viz comes out. And shout out to Dan Sheets, who said, do you think we might see Daddy Masterson in Loketown? Considering that Daddy Masterson was a part of Oda's original plan for Loketown, I think it would be interesting, but there's so much stuff that needs to get adapted. I don't think it's the most important thing to the story. So, like, if doing Daddy Masterson means we don't get more time with Smoker or Tashigi and all of that, like, I would rather spend more time with Smoker and Tashigi. So, something along those lines. Zoro doesn't have his bandana. Of course he does. It's right there. It's on his arm. I also saw earlier people were talking about 4 episodes.
Savage.
That, I think, is a miscommunication from what Craig, who's playing Zeph, posted out. So, I mean, there's definitely not only 4 episodes. I think he was saying that he's in
Savage.
4 episodes. So that means that there's a lot of Zeph going on, which could mean, like, maybe before we even get to the Baratier, we're like seeing Sanji early and Zeph or something like that, or we hear about maybe someone else is talking about the Baratier. or they're just like quick cutaways back to him. Like maybe while they're in Arlong Park, we just like go back and like see them fixing things up, or when, you know, Luffy gets his poster or whatever, you know, we see him seeing the poster. That's probably what that means. Just to take a guess. But for anybody like getting all up in arms with that, I wouldn't. ZFO said, hello, Randy. I believe in the live action and I'm hoping for the best, but I have to be honest here. Don't you think they look like cosplayers in a Comic-Con rather than characters in a show? No. I think it looks great. And the other thing, too, is, I mean, you could really say that about any movie. Now, here's the other thing, too, that, you know, I mentioned earlier in the stream, is that this is a Photoshop. This is not anything that's on camera. We have not seen a trailer. We have not seen anything like... why it looks cosplay is because this is all Photoshop. These are individual photos, I'm imagining, where, you know, they did a shoot with Taz, they did a shoot with Emily, they did a shoot with Iñaki, with Jacob, with Makenyu, and then they created the landscape so that it looked like Memories, that it looked like the eye catcher. They put the Mary on the water, and then they individually, like, you know, place them in so that we just see their costumes. This is a teaser. This is a first look. Okay, when we actually see frames from the footage, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look like it's a lived-in world. So that's one of the things that I think might be the disconnect for that. When we see more, when we see frames, when we see what the camera saw, the film camera, not the digital camera that took these photos, when we see the film, that's when it's going to look real. Catching up on the chat one last time, and then I think we're going to get out of here. Barry said lots of Zeph equals lots of Sanji, so Barry approved. Trailer would be dope for sure. Yeah, can't wait for that. Yeah. All right, guys. That's gonna do it. All right. I'm gonna start packing all of this like stream equipment now. So. I'm good. Slugman, no, I'm not. What? No. I'm in the United States. Let's see. What if James Cameron did One Piece live action? Oof, that's my goat. That's my actual goat. Him and Oda. All right. Thanks again, everybody. This was fun. Loved hanging out, talking about everything. Getting out of here. See you, savages.
It's about to get spicy. I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.